we were just on a bit of a wait there, but now we are ready to get into game. So thank you for the patience, folks, as we get through to this pistol. It is going to be Kenny S and the boys starting off on that CT side. I think it's a pretty big deal here for me, not going to lie to you. So see what the move is. It's straight out long. There's 4 players ready to go. Big scrap at long. The flash is good, but a bit late maybe. Smooya, though, having a field day. Finds 3, looking for more. He might just get the 4th, but the ace off the cards. There is the 4K. Beautiful round coming in from Smooya.
Absolutely perfect from Smooya. Unstoppable on the USP. And of course, after that, he goes straight to the M4, no hesitation. And Team Pasha will buy up immediately in return. At least Snacks will at the moment. And there we go, joined up by the rest of the squad. Interesting that, of course, that I actually don't know, having watched a couple of the games in the first 2 days of this event, necessarily who will want to AWP on this map. Exactly, because, you know, Snacks AWP'd for a while in VP, Pasha AWP'd for a while in his career as well. Both of them did on VP for a while. They had a absolutely deadly double AWP setup on maps like Train, for example. So, let's see how it pans out. Bialy, of course, in the new meta at the moment, of course, playing with Ingentium. Mihu on benched heroes, going to the RMR, and Pasha destroys Smooya through the smoke. How tasty is that?
Love to see it. Kenny, though, going to wrestle back that man advantage now, and also pretty good spot for him to be in. Get behind them towards short, could be a bit scary. Lovely little bit of movement, gets up silently. Oh, traded out by Shane. Nice shot. On plan, definitely not impossible. NATO is below him, but NATO is ready for that CT drop.
Very ready, and very ready indeed on that one. And you can see a replay of the pistol round, of course, which we didn't get to see immediately after. Those 3 kills are very tasty. And of course, he even has just 4 bullets left in the clip as well to continue to fight. And then he made a beautiful success. And that second round cleanup was pretty easy as well for them. Pasha with that 1 kill with the Deagle through the smoke, hilariously. But other than that, should be a clean 3-0 start for Team Kenny. And as you can see, they're going to make a decision to go straight up mid. Off the back of it, try and farm up the money with the SMGs. NATO, even with the grenade, manages to find Bialy. And now Snacks is last alive. Can try and make something happen. I was incredibly impressed, as I think all of the Counter-Strike community were, with his performances in Dallas, stand-in for Ents, being thrust into that position as a replacement, as he was, and to put up the numbers he did was certainly the performance that put him on the map again after sort of being AWOL and not having the motivation that he may have said in that couple of those HLTV interviews, saying that, you know, online CS with Anonymo just wasn't giving him the buzz anymore. But it's that sort of LAN event again that really got his taste back for it.
Yeah, certainly a curious one, isn't it? Long rush coming out once again, though. No time to rebuttal. They're going to lose a couple players pretty quickly here. So looking very good for Team Kenny S off the bat. But just to sort of, kind of follow up, I feel like the stand-in buff is pretty real as well. You do have to be careful.
Yes.
There's a lot of hype around JKS. Is it going to be lived up to? So far, not so bad. But, you know, that sort of carefree, all good. Let's indeed play some high-level Counter-Strike, but we're not expecting big things from you. And if they deliver in a big way, everyone's like, whoa, man, amazing. So, you know, you do have to be careful. And indeed, as we talked about already, he was sort of in the run-ins for Ents there, it felt. You sort of talked about by Snappy, so.
Indeed. Most Byron coming in here is looking pretty good for Team Kenny. Neto gets one more before finally traded, but there were just too many players on the site to deal with. And it will be a clean-up. So they get themselves up to 4-0. Smooya up to 9 kills already. Smiths is yet to die as well. And as I mentioned, that CT side is proving to be pretty critical to get Team Kenny up to a clean start. Snacks is going for a hero AK in this round. He has a B spawn. He's going to perhaps try and hold W and get a couple of headshots to open up the bomb site. Instead, looks for the duel, wins it, and wins it relatively cleanly as well. He's low, but he's got a teammate to drop his AK to, so it makes sense with everyone with Kevlar and a couple of helmets to get that AK onto someone else.
Where do we go from here? Ninnis, nice and high, got the support in from NATO. It's a decent read. It looks to be a B hit, and NATO's trying to sort of bait in a little bit. Another lurk smoke, but they're not going to follow up on it, so let's see. Minute left on the clock. A rehash towards short, being watched by Kenny. Not the conventional AWP angle these days, good sir, but all the same, he will lose his head. And that might be why it's harder to escape from, and now the A-bomb site's super vulnerable.
Yeah, and a free op for Pasha as well. That's perfect. Smith has to defend from long. Gets himself one. Got to bomb as well. And that flash is absolutely perfect. Needs a quick flank from long to make this one possible. And yeah, Mihu eventually puts an end to Smith's reign. Having not died after getting the opening 5 kills. Big flank coming in from Snacks, and he catches Ninnis in the back. It's all down to NATO Safix in CT. 25 seconds to go. They know where he is, I believe. Trying to cross, they're trying to fake him out, trying to get between 2 different angles. Big swing comes in for Mihu, and the timing is perfect in the end to get Team Pasha their first round. Here we go with the double AWPs, Griff, straight away.
Yeah, we got 2. I want more. I want 3.
If they have good money, I'm seeing
I want all
4.
4 by the end of the game at some point.
If they get good economy,
we should have pushed him to do it in the interview.
I know, we should have.
Man,
Yeah.
if you've got the money, if you've got the chance, please pull out the 4 AWPs. It would be hilarious.
Important first round to win, though, for Team Pasha, of course. It was on the half buy. And the hero AK buy from Snacks. So that makes a big difference as we move on. It really was all opened up in the end by Shane's one tap toward Cat as well, taking that AWP of Kenny down. In the end, it was down to a 1v1, but still managed to clean it up. Ninnis playing off angle in tunnels, ready to peek aggressively, and he takes one. Oh, he does great damage to Mihu as well. That's a perfect timing on the peek from him.
Yeah, these double AWPs going to be really difficult to get through now. I feel like 40 seconds on the clock here. Pasha trying to pick up the pace, or at the very least, you know, Snacks, of course, as part of Team Pasha. On the lurkage. Will find a head. Oh, he's going to be running a bit of interference. Unfortunately, Ninnis has been wanting to get a kill from that spot all game long. Shane with a nice find. Not ready for the next one. Smooya, he's missed, though, and Shane's going to take his head. 2 versus 2 now looks very doable. They're ready for the short hit as well. 10 seconds left to get the bomb down. Very, very, very possible 2v1. The only issue is that they're both incredibly low. Ninnis has got a kit. They've mollied offshore. They're expecting him from here. He's going to go through that molly. Not sure if it's been heard or thought about. There's a catch opportunity on one. He gets it. Now just Mihu with the AWP lands the flick. And Team Pashabiceps getting 2.
Yeah, that's a really important one for Team Pasha, of course, as well. It's 2 rounds, 1 in a row, but of course both won with just 1 player left alive. That peek from Shane was excellent, and Smooya missing that shot is a big one to let Shane in. And in the end, they waited for that big flank coming behind them on short as well. And in the end, it does put Team Kenny down to a half buy. They know that the economy is low, so that's why Smooya has probably bought up a little bit more than the rest of his team. Because, as I said, 1 player alive in both the 2 victories. Great find, though. And Pasha will have his AWP now on the T side as well. What can he do with that? Shane creeping up toward long. Player in the sight. Jump spot comes in. Shane is already up so close, but also little does he know, there are 2 players in CT already. He'll get caught off by that. But thankfully, Shane gets an insta-trade, and the 2 kills that Pasha has got so far in this game are basically wallbangs on Smooya. 1 through a smoke, 1 through a box. Pretty amusing.
Bit cheeky, innit?
Bit cheeky.
There he goes.
Look at that kill feed. Pashabiceps, AWP'd Kenny S. Suddenly, I'm in 2015, and I'm feeling great.
Looking good, getting his confidence back. I'd love to see the chat in this one. I know they're chatting along to each other. I'm sure There's some great banter going down.
I appreciate the chat here, of course, as well. Gangster says, Astralis versus Mouse, I Sleep, Kenny S versus Pasha, Poggers. You know what? I agree with you, mate.
Yep, I can agree. The stakes are way higher here. We're playing for the bragging rights.
Indeed. NATO looking for an exit frag, but that's all we can really go for here. Gets a dink, insta-dink as well, but in the end, the lack of armour comes back to bite him. So, 3 in a row for Team Pasha. I mentioned that Kenny had built up a 4-0 lead and looked very good, starting on CT side, but that one round won by Team Pasha with the hero AK from Snacks, and then eventually swapped over to Shane, proving to get them back into this one immediately. And as we mentioned, this is a big one, isn't it? This is the game that basically decides whether Kenny has a chance to make it, or if Pasha has a chance to make it. Whoever loses is basically out of the running, I would say. I would say Team Kenny is definitely out of the running because they played one more game. So, that's the big deal.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this head-to-head as well going to be pretty valuable later on, I would have thought. But yeah, the win kind of has to be there for Team Kenny. And even then, round difference and all that sort of stuff might get in the way. They've had some pretty close games, actually. So, you know,
yeah,
that could be a consideration. Slow one in here, Trav. Going to go for a late, long push. It's Ninnis up close. Trying to find that timing. Bit of crouching. Pop flash comes down. He's going to flash out. Oh, the early race as well from Kenny S. Pretty genius move. His flash doesn't work for him, unfortunately. Kenny baited away, being pushed back and back and back and back. The 2 mollies do come in. They've lost another player. And the molly's maybe not quite making it here. He's still a car. And he still keeps on fragging. Will eventually fall. But it's cost them so much. 3 versus 2, and they're not even out of long yet.
They could just not kill Kenny. Snacks can kill Smiths, though, even if he's blind. Damn, what a frag. Leaves Shane in a ever so slightly winnable 1v2. They're wary of the fact he could have gone off toward B, but even with 30 seconds to go, they're going to stick around together. And there we go. Good peeking on the timing, but Kenny, sorry, Smoothie, gets taken down. And it's all down to Shane to try and cross with just one smoke. He does get across, and he's waiting for NATO Safex to go through that. He knows that he's around and about, goes for the fake bomb plant. Shane is playing this one very well, but of course he only has 1 point of health, and NATO's called his bluff, and he should get the timing on this peak. But they've just bypassed each other. Can you believe it? In the end, the head shows, and the 1 HP does go down. In the end, good patience there from NATO Safex, and he'll cover the AWP for free as well.
Lovely stuff. That defuse comes through, and Kenny S, they're going to hold on to their lead just about. However, I mean, look at this. You know, the buy's going to be very rough. They have to try and drop across, and like you say, thank goodness they get that AWP out. But actually, with the bomb plant, the money of Team Pashabiceps is pretty good, and now they have the double AWP. So Snacks has got an idea for this one.
This is actually something they'd run
Pasha
as
with
well.
the good long spawn.
Do you remember back in the day you used to run double AWP T-side train?
Yeah, yeah.
It used to work as well.
They went through a bit of a period. It was kind of the thing that they did, right, where they'd sort of swap the roles around a little bit rather than making roster moves, maybe when things, you know, didn't go so well.
Yeah.
So I seem to remember Neo AWPing for a time as well. So, yeah. Kind of a funny way of looking at it, which, you know, now we have an abundance of AWPers. Indeed, it seems to be your first move that you go towards.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember it was used to be something they'd pull out, you know, every now and then, just to give their opponents a different look. To go for, you know, double AWP T-side on some maps. Train, of course, is a bit of an AWPer's paradise, so you can understand why they'd choose that on that map. Just the sight lines all favour the sniper. Anyway, that is the past. This is the present. And we're seeing it work again. Snacks has got one, Pasha's got one. But right now, Pasha doesn't have a gun. He'll swap out the AWP for the AK instead. And now they're going to make their way in toward the B-bomb site, where just NATO Safex resides. Playing a very tight off angle at the moment. But right now, it's only a bit of a fake. with that door smoke coming in. They're not going in immediately, and because of that, actually, it is keeping 2 players on the A bomb site still. Finally, they'll commit to it, but NATO Safex could have a great line here to get a couple of kills. There goes the bomb. Now, he's under a bit of pressure, but the playing around the boxes on the site is perfect. And he takes Bialy as well. Snacks last alive on 41 health. Has to creep forward with 15 seconds to go. And NATO Safex is playing an absolute masterclass in time wasting and site holds there. Absolutely perfect. 3 kills for him. And Kenny S get their 6th.
Here we go then. Getting a little ahead now on the Team Kenny S side, and yeah, why not going to be there? So this is looking pretty damn good for them in the probably the most important matchup that these 2 teams have had in the tournament so far. Really going to start to decide and separate out the wheat from the chaff. We've got a couple games to go after this, of course. If you are joining us for the day, it'll be Neo against Pashabiceps' team, and then Neo against Makalele's team. Nice shot from Kenny S to open us up here in round number 10.
The pistols to find and snacks his scout, and Kenny will hit himself a 2nd. Looking for a 3rd, finds it. We're looking at a Kenny S ace. Let's see if Pasha and Mihu are willing to give it to him. You know, walking up toward mid, but they'll be bypassing Kenny at the moment. The player on the A-bomb site looking ready and ready to go to get a couple more kills to the tally. Smiths makes it 8-4, looking for 9-4, and he makes it happen. And I have got to say that considering, as Kenny pointed out, Smith's been out of Counter-Strike practice and out of a team for 4 years at least, he's actually doing very well today and in this whole event.
Smith's going to close out the round. Yeah, the wonderful little moment from him on that one. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, I feel like, again, we've got sort of the gel, right? The team play. It's like Kenny S's squad, maybe taking them a day to get into it, but looking a lot better today. And Makalele's, who we've seen a lot more of today, obviously, really do look smooth. Obviously going down to Kenny S's team. So really all to play for. And very hard to know which team is going to come out on top. But the quick mid hit brings us out to a 3-on-3. Smith's going to get flashbang through. Bialy out on the van. Bit of assist from Mihu as well. And there you go. Nice quick rush. Why not mix up the pace? Snacks as that smoke goes down. Going to find the final kill. So super fast, but we're up to 4 for Team Pashabiceps.
Yeah, Pasha just getting a clean entry through mid. And then helped out by Bialy catching NATO, of course, on the edge of the doors too. But he even hides next to the truck. Hard place to be found. And that's a great ending. Gets their 4th round on the board. Of course, Snacks, free agent, Bialy on Agentium, Pasha in MMA. Quite a different path for all 3 of the XVP guys. So there you go. It's funny where life takes you. Mihu is going to beat the RMR as well with benched heroes. Every single one of these players is a different moment of their career, let's say that.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I mean, Bialy was always a little bit younger as well than the rest of the
Yeah, Bialy and Snacks had like
right,
an extra bit of future, didn't they, really, left over.
He was the PUBG player back in the day.
Classic meme.
And well, he still got it. Those are some pretty clean entries. Looking very good out long here. Smith's trapped down in the house, but wins the fight. Wins it pretty cleanly. Smooya is nice and close. He wants a couple, and he's going to get him. Uh-oh. Well played from Smooya. Now leaves Snacks all by himself against 2, and he can't get it done. Team Kenny S, they're the ones that steal away the round this time.
It's very rare you get an opportunity to play Trigger Discipline in that position on DUST2, like Smooya just did. That's the 2nd time today he's done that to great effect. First one on Nuke earlier today, and now here. That was very, very nicely done by him. Calm, collected, didn't panic after he missed that 2nd shot, hit the 3rd immediately. And Smith winning that duel against Pasha towards long really made it hard for Snacks to do much about it. But even in this situation, they would have felt pretty confident. They're both worried about short. And unfortunately, they weren't worried about CT, and they got punished for it.
B play coming out here. Bialy going to clear those lower tunnels. A lot of utility being expended to get this sort of control, so they're going to have to do something with it. Xbox smoke coming in from spawn. So what is the move here? Bit of a B fake, and then a short finish, by the looks of things.
Oh, timing on that little jump spot there from Smiths was almost straight into the scope. He can get flashed in and almost takes Snacks out of the round. That nade could be a pretty spot-on one, and there he goes. Funnily enough, getting the flash assist in the kill feed as well from Kenny S for that nade, as it was still in the little timer where flash assists still count. He's looking to try and get himself a cheeky kill through mid doors as well, but he'll miss that opening one. Snacks only had that scout, so he was basically a little bit expendable really in this round, because they do have 3 AKs and an AWP. So can Pasha lead his team up short to the site to victory? Kenny S is on long, gets one. Does he reface? He usually always refaces. Can Pasha out AWP him? He can. Arm spotted. Dink taken. Smith's in CT. 2 dinks taken for the Team Pasha side. Finally, Bialy will finish him off. 2v3. 15 seconds to go. Pasha has to go and plant the bomb. And Bialy has to do most of the heavy lifting here, you would imagine. He's still short with the MP9. Catches him off. Now Pasha's going to get caught as NATO swings up the ramp. And there's not really much that they could do about that one. Just good shots, both sides of it. And that will mean that Team Kenny now have at least a 9-6 lead at half.
Looking good towards the tail end again. I feel like, you know, this team, they have a little bit more of that clutch factor to them, right? They look cool and pretty composed in the crunch moments.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really making the difference for this squad, and certainly allowing them to grow ahead, break banks, keep it close, etc. And you can see another buy round for the T side, but another round that sort of lacks in the utility. Try and give B a go with perhaps a burst. Nice deep molly there. No one on that side, but, you know, could have been the right move. Ninnis going to get the smoke down in good time. They're going to commit. No one really around just yet to take the fight. Smuya going to try and play his time. There's a few too many targets. And they only really go 1 for 1. In goes Smith. So off the back of the flash, the count. Wait, no, it's a deep flash from Kenny S. Oh, I was talking about their clutch factor, and that may just be the difference. Down goes Kenny. And NATO, 1v3. Big round here if Team Pashabiceps can pull it off. I think they will. NATO is probably going to look to save, to be fair.
What a terrible bomb site. Absolutely impossible to retake. Someone please change this bomb site. One day, you can keep the identity of DUST2. A is brilliant. Like, A is perfect. That's a very exciting site to retake. But just do something about B, I swear to God. Like, if you could win easily. If they've got no one in tunnels, for example, on a retake as a CT, you can easily win 2v5s if you've got, like, utility and stuff. It's just ridiculous. But still, it's good for Team Pasha to get into the site and get that and hold that one off. And force a bit more aggression. It's time for Ninnis toward top mid. Mihi will get taken down off the back of that. Now he'll retreat and go and bait in Kenny. He's the one who's higher health, and in the end, it doesn't even matter. Ninnis is the player to get that second kill, and these are just so hard to find when they're on those tight lines toward mid. Just like that, it's a 4v2.
Oh, 4v1. Pasha should go down here. 28 HP and an easy pickup for Ninnis in the end. So, solid stuff. 10-5. No team necessarily crazy ahead. 10-5 after a CT half, I think, you know, is generally where we'd expect DUST2 if we were talking about, you know, the bigger teams in the world. So, yeah, we'll leave them in that sort of position. But we'll see now, of course, the pistol. Pretty valuable. And Team Pashabiceps, they're going to have to pick this one up quickly. It kind of comes down to if they lose the pistol, it's like, okay, now we're in dangerous territory, especially in a BO1.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned B's hard to retake, but that second flash maybe didn't come over from Kenny that blinded up Smiths, then maybe he gets at least 1 or 2 kills there, because they were all grouped up toward big box without really much room to maneuver, so you never know. If that goes slightly differently, could be a different score on the half. But as you say, 10-5. Now, Team Pasha gets CT side. What can they do with it?
Up short by the looks of things here. Mihu with the fade away. Going to take Kenny S around the corner. And another. Okay. Okay, not looking good here. Bomb hit the deck. Oh, Pasha. What's happened there? Shot and a jump. And, well, a 6th round off the back. A bit of a lucky jump, I suppose.
Classic. The classic mouse wheel jump there. I actually don't know if he's a mouse wheel jumper, but I assume he is.
Probably, if that's just
escapade.
Him,
yeah. And there we go. It can happen to the best of us, but it doesn't matter because they hit the headshot anyway before we actually jump. So easy for Pasha. Pasha London School, Pasha Jumping School in that round.
We'll have to ask him if we get him on, and that is an if.
True.
We've got a lot of work to do here. Really giving up the mid control early so far, and it seems like as well someone's kind of come in here and told them where things are at the moment, too solidly on B. See whether they keep that up, but this is the more common, you know, you give up long control unless you're really going for it. Keep a player there maybe, and then you can play mid more from CT. Just because of how strong that A1S is at the moment. Nice finds, no frags as yet. Spoke too soon, of course. For goodness sake, Bialy. Either way, 4v1 should be very winnable from here on in. Also, another thing to note as well, we've got, you know, a lot of, I don't know, maybe they got Bialy or Shane calling because they're a bit more in tune with the super high level. We got the rifles out very quickly, which is pretty common at the moment, rather than, you know, a bunch of SMGs or whatever that we've seen some of the teams do. So yeah, watch this, because I think Team Pashabiceps not messing around.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Near to out toward long very quickly. Firework display out toward long. Bang, bang, bang. And will it be pew, pew, pew? Miss. Oh, he actually manages to tap Mihu straight through the smoke. Can you believe it? And off the back of that, Kenny might try and catch off Shane. In the end, though, they do trade it. Even though it was only 2 players toward B, now Ninnis has control of the entire bomb site. But he's on his lonesome. What is this going to do? And I'll tell you exactly what it's going to do. It's going to pull every single rotation. Look at the minimap right now. There were 3 toward B, and there were 2 toward long, and there's 1 in tunnels. And in the end, they go looking for Ninnis completely, immediately. And it comes back to bite them. That was a hilarious-looking minimap to look at, with the whole attack and defense split up.
It's a fair play, I feel, because, you know, you have a bit of a panic, don't you, when you lose B like that. And you can maybe fail to take stock of the situation. And who knows, maybe someone's made a bit of a panic call and said, oh, yeah, it's B, or whatever. And it's like, you know, we needed just the 1 B. Say what you see is always the easiest way to go through comms. Let's see here. On the pistols, B bomb site very vulnerable in this round as well. Mihu going to find ahead. Nice shot coming in from him towards middle by the looks of things. That's kind of where the bomb is as well, but they've discovered that B is open. So if we can get this bomb here nice and easy. Oh, he says, Shane only on the USP. Surely not quite going to be enough. He's been spotted there at the tail end of tunnel as well. So it should be all good from here on in.
Wouldn't surprise me to see them chuck everyone in here for this one, though. He's trying to take 1 gun away. You can hear everyone walking around, and they're desperate to go peeking, double peeking. So they've got a max in the action as well. In the end, they all get taken out. So 2 for 2. And that's Snacks and me who left. So 3 exits. Mihi will be very happy to save the AK. Does spot 1 player lower tunnels. Finish him off. Or 1 bullet needed to finish him, but not to be. And this takes him down, and now Snacks is last alive. Knowing that there's a player that is low around here, and he does swing nicely to take him down. It's going to be a free upgrade to the Silenced M4, and that's probably the best case scenario that they could have hoped for, and that's in that particular position.
So, where do we go from here? Again, super important swing round. Team Pashabiceps kind of going to be kicking themselves, aren't they? They were off to a really good start, looking good, shaping up well. And, yeah, it fell apart ever so slightly. Get all that utility down towards long, get some long control. So they do have a few protocols set up here as a squad, it looks like, but Team Kenny S, fluid, flexible, and cheeky, doing things that you don't usually expect. They've got a player that's just walked out mid-dry. Great spot to be in here for NATO Sapphics.
Yeah, could be unexpected. Snacks has got the line on the edge of the CT boxes, but Bialy is just throwing utility in mid right now with absolutely no clue that NATO Sapphics is up close. He's got the incendiary out, but that's what that setup is for. Bialy, maybe unintentionally baiting him into Snacks there. That's one way to get the entry. It's just the old VP synergy, man. It just happens. Happens by accident, even if you don't mean it to.
Mihu in a spot that I don't think gets checked here. Come creeping round. They are being meticulous, but there it is. Ever so slightly off as well, so just not expecting him that early.
Dink.
Even gets the dink onto Kenny. Meanwhile, in mid. Some more aware. There's one. There's the trade. Very well played on that man advantage as well. What's the move going to be here? Player in towards pit. It is Kenny with that AWP. Tags up Pasha. Flank coming round here from Bialy.
They're saving, for sure.
Nothing coming, right? They were hoping for a cheeky kill or whatever, and now hoping for another cheeky kill.
Oh.
Smear on the AWP. Can't find the opportunity. Unlucky, but yes, indeed. Save on the cards here.
It's a double AWP T-side AWP save as well. I said AWP twice for no reason, but that just sort of tells the tale that it's two. But yeah, it's not often you see that. The question is now, what can they do with it? Are they just going to double face down mid, perhaps? Because their money around those two AWPs is absolutely in the bin. So, yeah, they're just going to force buy a bit around it. Only NATO really is the one saving a bit of cash. Entry toward B perhaps could be the way to go. Molotov will come in. Nade as well. Maybe, just maybe, if they get some advanced positions like that one on from Smuya to deal with Pasha, could get themselves back into the site. But there goes one of the AWPs. Snacks does well to take that one. Now it's all down to Shane on the B bomb side. There's a bit of pressure actually, close up against the pistols. And does well to get one, to be honest. But now, site's been taken, 3v3.
Oh, they've got guns recovered as well. NATO with a well-timed smoke. Oh, it's such a hard retake, especially with an AWP and only 2 smokes to work with. No flash at all. I think you just save here. They're trying to go for a bit of a boost over the smoke. Not really going to find anything with it because there's no one towards that side of the site anyway. And yeah, I think you just have to give it up, mate. You just have to say not a chance, but they're not about that. Kenny going to find one through the smoke. They'll go for it, and they all just get mowed down. The money not really there.
Yeah.
You gotta go, you know, you gotta put your money where your mouth is in a tournament like this, but if there's any round to be saving in there, if there's any round to just sort of swallow your pride ever so slightly, I think that might have been it.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. Problem is, of course, their money is also broken now themselves, so they probably thought to themselves, okay, well, if we win this, we still have a chance. If we lose this, then if we save, we're not going to have much. Only a couple of guns, and the rest of us will be on pretty low economy anyway. So just give it a go and see what we can do. It is a Legends tournament after all. But yeah, right now it looks like it's all in the favour of Team Kenny, and they'll be putting their name in the hat for a possible playoff spot. Team Pasha, if they lose this game, will be down to a 1-3 record, and that could be, pretty sure, irrecoverable. So a couple of games to play there, of course, for fun, plainly for fun. And the one coming up next is one that I've looked forward to all day. 14-8 on the cards here as well, by the looks of it. Nice shot.
Should be able to hold on to the guns then, it feels like. Or are they maybe going to spin it around and give it a look? Not a lot of time. Shane goes down. Mihu with another. They've done some damage. They got some kills. I mean, it's fairly important, actually. And Mihu trying to keep them in the site maybe as well. Make sure they can't exit via short. But yeah, I would say bringing them down to 2. And if they keep going here, they could fall. That's not going to be the case. We got the double up set up for the CT side. And like I say, that damage, it's now kind of a case with the rebuys and everything. Where if Pasha can win this round, then they should be breaking the bank. Depends on bomb plants and everything, but indeed, if they win it cleanly, no one saves, very quickly you can start closing that gap. So it's the little things sometimes, man.
It is the little things. A game of fractions, very often. Snacks will win his duel toward native suffix on long. He was the one who had to spawn. He went for it. Of course, there are four uppers on this team for a reason. Anyone who has a spawn maybe doesn't even need to have it dropped over, hilariously. But in the end, he will go down, and Ninnis will be the man to recover that one. You're expecting to maybe drop it over to Kenny or Smooth at some point once they get a bit closer. But Kenny's occupied with the duel right now. Towards short, he's looking for an immediate entry, and that is one way to do it. Goodness me. Me who is gone before he even gets a chance. And with this smoke coming in towards CT, I reckon they're going to have a free pass to the A bomb site here because he's already up short.
Trying. That bomb's going to make its way around, though, and these players up short could certainly move fast and cut them off. Not going to be the case. They take their time and meticulous about the clearing. So 4v4, double up, retake. It is never easy for Team Pashabiceps. We're going to get some trickle smokes in, you know, a reversal here from the usual. Great flash into CT. Goodbye to Snacks. Trade is there. Let's see what we can get done. Okay, nice flag onto Smoothers. He does kind of fluff his lines ever so slightly. Smiths and Ninez, though, with the range, with the AWP, and with the headies. That's a hell of a shot from Smiths to close the round out. And they used that one smoke to get through via short. Maybe needed it for the site. 15-8 now, and 7 in a row required from Team Pashabiceps.
Unfortunately so for Team Pasha. That was an excellent hold from Kenny S and the boys. Ninnis with the picked up AWP gets 2 critical kills as well from long. Such a hard position to clear out. And it's left Pasha with an MP9, Mihi with a Deagle, Bialy with a Scout, and Snacks with a Mag 7. And funnily enough, I actually have a Mag 7 skin, and I've named it after Snacks. Used to be an absolute demon with this gun back in the day. I named it the Snacks 7. It's got like old 2015, 2016 stickers on it. Good times. I'll show you one day. But I'll have to see whether you can do anything with it in this round. Let's try and save the game. Shane gets 1 entry, but he could be about to be traded by Smooya, and there we go. Gets baited in quite nicely. Back into a 4v4. But hello, there's the Mag 7. Oh, Smooya gets spooked, but still recovers the frag.
Nice pick up from Ninez, so that might just start to seal the deal here, Trav. Or will it? Bomb! Hold the telephone.
I'm holding my telephone.
Yep, getting very strange. I'd keep holding it. To be honest, 2 versus 2, Smiths is low. This is all of a sudden not quite as open a shut case as it was a few moments ago.
Oh, maybe it doesn't matter. They double swing as a group. Absolutely perfect. I mean, they tried it, right? That's the way to go.